What's doing it? What's happening?
It's
Hello.
recording. Hey,
Hi.
I might need some water. Might need to get some
Go
water.
get some.
Yeah.
You can go
This
get.
all, Roy, this all could have been done before you hit record. Setting yourself up for success with, look, waters, snacks, what have you. You're, I'm already one picture in.
Oh, you're drawing?
Overachiever over here.
That's cool.
What do you,
That's cool that you're drawing.
wh-
I'll be right there.
yeah,
I'll get you some
definitely
water.
wanted to draw.
All right, 1 second. Yeah.
I got this. So Dwight, I got this box of junk on Facebook Marketplace for
Uh-huh.
like $20, and in it it had a lot of really cool stuff in it, and in it was a metal and sign that you put on the wall or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I am painting it right now.
Oh, cool, man. That's very cool.
And all of the sides are painted as well. That's what I'm working on the sides right now.
I love that it
Uh,
was a found object too.
oh
You're
yeah.
you're gonna
Also,
be giving that thing a whole new life.
right on. I got this came in the box. This wooden elephant. He will be colored soon. And these two like super tiny palettes.
Oh, I love those. Those are funny. I deal
Yeah.
with pallets at my job.
Right on.
And there's a thing with elephants that you want the trunk, I think, facing a window or something. It's good luck. I've heard that.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So what are we talking about? What are we here for?
I was telling Dwight about my $20 box of junk I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. And it has a lot
Yeah.
of really random things in it that I can paint, like this metal ampersand.
Yeah.
They're not like fantastic, Roy. She's
Let's
given it a new life. Yeah,
And
that thing will
then,
live.
shit, sorry, my bad, dogs and y'all. And then I have this little elephant that I'm gonna paint, little wooden elephant.
Yeah.
And
And
then I added that there's a saying that the trunk needs to set face a certain way for luck purposes, but I forget which way.
that's
I
okay. I'm
think it's
sure I can figure it out or
towards
find
the
it.
window. Yeah,
Right on.
it gives yourself a little bit of it gives your art more of a backstory too.
Yes, this
That
is true.
when someone's buying a piece, they're kind of interested in like what the artist was thinking or the story behind it.
Right.
If there's a story behind it, it's certainly worth telling.
True that.
Mm. Is
Definitely.
it?
Why not?
Yeah. What inspired the piece? You know, how did it come from? Uh, how did it come about?
Right.
And then if they're,
So
especially if they're interested in it, because it gives it a little bit of a story. I always say art has travel, hopefully, through its life where it'll go from this set of hands to I'm kind of over this piece. I'll take it to a Goodwill or
Hmm.
what have you, or it shows up in a yard sale, whatever, and then it moves on. And so I like that art has a journey.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
you sound like a robot,
Who, me?
Dwight.
Me? You're talking about me?
Dwight.
Robotic.
Yeah.
It's a,
You're
Robotic.
so
Roy,
robotic.
Roy, it's a point of view. I'm merely offering a point of view. Now, if we want to get
You're
into
one
some
point
of
of
the
view.
AI
You are.
concerns,
Can we talk about
robot.
doodling? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
how has doodling saved our lives?
Doodling keeps me from hurting others with weapons or my fists. Legit.
Dwight, is that the same for you?
Mm-mm. No, it's more meditative. Uh, It's sometimes my favorite part of the day is like being able to sit down and create something. Like I can't wait to do it sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my favorite part of the day.
right? And so I think the more you're doing it, the more you're thinking about doing it, which gets you more ideas. They could bubble up more frequently,
Yeah, that's
which is good for all other areas in your life.
right.
Yeah. Mm.
My best ideas come about 10 minutes into a treadmill run or an actual run.
Right on.
I think I need that.
So I'll have to be like, yeah, it's conducive for me. So if I combine both the mental health piece of the doodle and then into the physicality of, some cardio, some weight training, then I'm feeding both mind and body. And
Right.
they're feeding back into my soul. I'm doing right by them, so hopefully they'll do right back by me. Same sort of stuff with money too. Really, money, let it flow through you, not to you.
I'm with that. How about you,
That's
Roy?
true.
What is doodle? How has doodling helped you?
Well, I guess in similar ways. I guess it's become more of a therapeutic thing, but I've also wanted it to be more of a commercial thing. Uh, it's helped me to really function creatively in times of great stress, but it's also helped my imagination grow a lot, or filter my imagination into more reality. Um, it's helped me to be more uh, social with other artists who I would normally think I was in competition with. Those
Right.
things are it's really helped. But I think the three of us have a similar bent or a similar style in that the stuff is very colorful and spontaneous, uh, and very much like in the idea of doodles, not so much like fine illustration. So I think that that's one of the reasons why I thought we could get together and talk about what we do. So yeah, it's similar to Dwight. It's similar to what you're saying. I think that if I can take doodling into other forms of art, then that really makes it much more of a commercial thing and more of a money making thing.
Well, when you talk commercial and money making, because you're doing it so frequently, it's right there to tap into when you need to. Boom. You know, it's easier to get to that. Okay, so and so needs an image for this. Well, could probably have that solved and even something down on digitally or on paper within a half a day, where you're giving them a few different looks even, or giving somebody a few different looks because you're creatively thinking about your next piece or what you're working on. And so it's right there at your fingertips and your mind helps you a little bit on that and you can make money from it, monetize your creativity.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah. It
want to
helped.
monetize my creativity, but I have a hard time with that. Just because I have negative self-talk in relation to it. It's
Right.
something that I'm constantly working on in myself.
I think it is it's a journey, a work in
Sure.
progress. You know how I speak to my insecurities as an artist is I attach it to a lot of charitable causes and goodwill.
Right.
So, and it turns out you can do some good things for it, but it doesn't make it so precious that you can't donate it. You can't don't use an image or art or an idea to help make money for, well, I'll use like a rescue or a food bank or something like that. Like, who the hell am I to be saying, no, I really don't do that kind of stuff?
Right.
Or you're going to pay, like you're having to ask a charity to pay you. There's better places for that money to be spent
Right.
than going to my pocket. And I know that can be a different outlook, especially if somebody's trying to make money doing art for a living.
I actually feel the same way, so I get it.
Yeah.
Dwight, how many drawings do you do a day?
Uh, Maybe one or two.
Just one or two?
Yeah.
Julie, how many do you do?
Um, so it usually, if I'm using paint, if I'm using my paint pens, I try to do, I don't know, I just do unlimited until my brain stops, which it never stops, but I try to just continually do it for hours when I get off work because
Are
it
we
brings
talking
me
like
happiness.
hourly content daily for both of it for all of us?
I mean, I make stuff
Yeah.
every day.
I'm definitely creating hourly or like at least an hour worth of creativity a day for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm at my best when I do
Yeah.
that. I don't always do that. I try to do at least 5 minutes, or at least like a drawing a day, which could take 3 minutes. It could take 10 minutes. Um, I'm not as
Yeah.
regular about it as I'd like to be, as you guys were. When I was in the UK, I drew entire books in a week. Entire journals. I was really much more prolific, and it was very different doing hand sketched things, on a notebook rather than on a digital tablet. And I think I've gotten a
Yeah.
little bit lazy doing digital stuff.
I like
When I
digital, but it's fun to do like textile stuff for me because it reminds me of how much I love art and why I started loving art. You
yeah,
know?
What do you
yeah.
mean
I
textile
don't know. It
stuff?
makes me feel like a kid again. It's kind of cool.
What do you mean by textile stuff?
Like stuff that you can touch, like with a pen and marker and paint,
Tech
canvas.
Tactile.
Tactile, my bad. Tactile? Tactile.
Tactile, I think.
Tactile? Tactile. Oh, I thought you said textile.
I did, but I meant tactile. See, Dwight knew what I meant.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. So, and like, how many works of art do you think you, you've created in the time you've been doing it?
Oh, man. I don't know. I've been I don't know. My mom put me in art classes when I was a kid, when I was like 6. So I've been creating for a hot minute.
Has it been consistent
I
over
have
your
a
life?
catalog.
Has it
What'd you
been
say, Roy?
consistent over your life? Has it
Yep.
been consistent?
Yeah. I
Okay.
just have done different things. I do collages. I started that when I was in high school. I still do that.
I
Uh,
love collages. I haven't done a
yeah.
collage in forever, but I like them.
Yeah. I like painting. I used to draw all the time, but I kind of quit for a while. But when I got my Surface Pro, I started drawing on that. But I don't like I could draw, I could look at somebody and draw them if I wanted to, but it's just that like I don't want to, so I don't.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly. Plus, there are people that enjoy that. I don't enjoy it because I have, as an interpreter, people look at me all the time, and so it's like annoying sometimes when you're just trying
Right.
to do your own thing and people are watching you. So I get it.
Hmm.
Sometimes I don't like to be watched, so I don't want to put that on somebody else.
Yeah, I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. I usually do my stuff so privately. I still don't love being in front of people or around people when I'm doodling, even though the Doodle Fest is something that I do. It's still a struggle to doodle during a Doodle Fest.
Yeah, I get it.
So
I don't mind. I doodle everywhere. I doodled on a sidewalk today for like 4 hours waiting to get my palms read. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it.
did you get your palms read?
I did. I did.
What did they say?
That's awesome. Good stuff coming.
It was some really great stuff. Yeah, just some confirmations about things in my life and just it was my first time ever having my palm read and it was really neat. It was we connected on a higher level, which just sounds silly and whatevs, but it was that. So I really enjoyed it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I believe in um, sort of future, the paranormal stuff like that. I think that people can see into your future or other into other worlds that you
Mhm.
have opportunities in.
I
Yeah,
think
it
you're a
was neat.
Ghostbuster, Dwight. You're one of the Ghostbusters.
No, I'm not. I'm not busting. So we had a when we bought the home. There was a lady that had passed away in this house, and her name was Lillian, which is my daughter's name. And when right, pretty soon after we first moved in, I saw her at the sink in a gown, and I mean, just as sure as you know, you guys are on the phone, it was that visible because I would have never made that image in my mind. And I
Right.
just saw her back like she's washing dishes, and it was somebody I'd never seen in the house, but she was there. And so, um, and my dad, well, I guess I might like to think this, but I'm fairly certain that he comes to see me in way of a cardinal, when he shows up. Plus, it's also nice to be like, even when you do see a cardinal, it makes you think about your lost parent.
I get it totally.
Hmm.
Yeah, I hear. So I live in an old house, and there was a guy who used to live here, who actually passed away. I don't think he passed away in the house, but a lot of things have happened around this area. Like my family's been on the street for like 90 years or something like that. So a lot of history. But every now and then I hear footsteps. It sounds like somebody's walking up on my porch, and there's never anybody there. Every time.
Right.
So it could be my dad. He passed a while ago.
I think like there's something inside of me that says you know that this is your father, this
Yeah,
particular bird that showed up at this moment.
right on.
And going back to just the art and the creativity, is I also think that that creativity is magic. And when you when you were open to magic and you were dealing in it quite a bit and creating things that come to mind and you put down in paper and you bring to life, then it probably puts you in connections with more universes, to where you see things or
Yeah,
you're more apt to be able to touch into that realm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I come at the whole spirit thing from a little bit different. So, whereas in my time in the church, I encounter a lot of demons that were ministered to in terms of casting things out. Um, so I don't know if I have the same kind of thing going with that.
Yeah,
But I have seen things that are in the other realm. I've seen things that are in heaven and
I
that
think
kind of
it's a
thing.
parallel. I think it's definitely a parallel. The connection that you have to the world versus the connections that we have, as far as like spirituality and God and everything. Like you're way more connected to me than I am for sure. I can't really speak about you, Dwight, because I don't know that much about your
same.
beliefs and such.
They're very surface level.
Okay.
Like I haven't done a lot of study or devotion or worship or spent a lot of time in it, other than like vacation Bible school and.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think about it in the spiritual way. My therapist is a Orthodox Jew, and he teaches a lot of lessons about mental health from that point of view and what they
Right on.
believe. So
Yeah, I think I used to get a lot more spiritual stuff back in England when I was doing more of the hand drawing. Whenever I do the drawing, I get a lot more concrete things and more stories.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so recently I've been journaling more. It's been helpful to get back to that, to get back to that place of like creating stories rather than just a drawing.
How long were you in England, Roy?
Huh?
How long of time did you spend in England?
15 years.
Wow,
Wow.
Yeah, 15
that's
years.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So a lot of it got bored there. I was very blocked as an artist until I discovered the doodling thing, and I discovered it through like going to worship conferences and getting feeling loosened up to be able to draw what I was feeling or seeing. So that's helped. It's helped a lot. I think I'm a lot friendlier of a person because I draw. I can, yeah, it helps. It helps me deal with stress. Um,
Definitely. Whenever I
how?
Yeah.
have a problem, it helps process things, so I get
Yeah,
that.
it does. So how many um, in your catalog of drawings? How many do you have? And this goes to both of you.
I have,
Have you ever counted?
yeah, it's over 1,000 in the uh,
Yeah, I have no
digital.
idea. I could look on my computer. It could tell me. Hold on.
You're gonna count them all?
No, no, it'll tell me like how many I have in this
Many
one file.
files. Yeah.
All right.
And you know what's wild is they're all on this one app. They're all saved on this one app, unless I posted it or. But what
Yeah,
I've
same
been
here.
doing on my is Instagram stories is trying to show a little bit more about the process. So I'll snap a screenshot
I saw
sometimes
that.
in yeah in the middle of what I'm working on.
On my laptop, I have 398. Wait, hold on, that's not right.
Those are rookie numbers.
I know, right? But
Yeah,
I don't just do the digital. I do all sorts of things.
exactly.
400.
You're in all of it.
Yeah. I got 400 digital
You got
drawings.
400 digital, but you
So,
also got a lot of hard copy drawings. You got a lot of physical stuff.
oh yeah, I
Uh-huh.
got a couple of books, like 4 or 5 books filled within the last year and a half.
Yeah, you do those magazine things, those little things.
No, I'm not
Zine
even talking about that. I just recently started the zines. I'm talking about
sketchbooks.
like sketchbooks, yeah.
Remember
Okay.
sketchbooks?
And Dwight, you've got so many drawings, it's crazy. And I have
Yeah, on
many of
the
your drawings. I have a gallery of your artwork in my
honored.
office and here. Uh, how do you think you've grown? And this again goes to both of you. You take your time, take your turns. Maybe we'll go to Dwight. Dwight, how have you grown as an artist through this, or does that matter?
No, it certainly matters. It's a point of view that begins to take place over time of just of
Yeah,
doing it for so long is that you know what you know what it's about more than you did, um, 2 years ago or a year ago, and it continues to evolve, which is great as the styles continue to evolve if you're doing it all the time. And specifically, like um, the content that comes quicker uh, after doing it for so long. It just is like, oh, that would be a good sketch. Oh, you're recognizing it more frequently, and then almost like you can't wait to get it done. You can't wait to get to it, and so that's why a lot of my sketches I almost rush through because I can't wait to have it done and it
uh,
be done and on to the next thing.
I'm kind of like that too, except for I'm kind of OCD in how I do how my process is. Like, if I
yeah.
don't outline it in black, I will lose my fucking shit. And it's not,
Oh yeah, I'm kind of the same, Julie.
I,
That's funny.
like today when I went to this place called the Velvet Witch in Norfolk, they had this, they had this like really cool like triangular shelving unit in the middle, and somebody had painted like stars, like really cute stars on the sides, but they weren't outlined in any color. And I was like, ah! I had to fight the urge to pull out my marker and make it happen for them. But no.
Yeah.
So, that would have been great, Julie. What the fuck?
Well, it's possible that they'll let me do it. I'm becoming friends with them, so it works out.
Well, hey, Roy, you want to talk about somebody that can make friends with anybody? Is Julie. Holy
I love
smokes.
people.
Yeah, you do.
I made friends with this little kid today who was her mom was getting a reading and she was apparently like her mom was like, "Can I just have some time?" I didn't know this kid. I just like walked up and she made me like jump over all these like chalk lines that she had drawn. I was like, "I have to jump over all of them?" She's like, "Yep." I was like, "All right, you got it." So I jumped over all of them and then we ended up covering the whole sidewalk with designs. And her mom was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I have to buy you something." I was like, "No, no, no, no. You don't have to buy me anything. I enjoyed the time. You don't have to buy me anything." She ended up buying me a stone because she wouldn't take no for an answer. So that was
That's
kind of cool.
great.
But I love people. It doesn't even matter. Kids are kids are great. They're fucking ridiculous. I love them.
Mm. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, how do you think you've grown as an artist,
Roy.
Julie?
Um. I think I'm way more confident now to just put out what I want to put out and not worry about what others are going to say or who's going to have a reaction to it or blah, 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 blah. Because in the past, like when I was younger, um, I had a hard time, like, just being confident in my work, even though I knew it was good. But, I was worried about what church people would say or my mom would say or whatever, whatever. Now I don't fucking care. I just put it out. If you don't like it, don't look at it. you know
Hmm.
it is what it is. And I tell my mom, I'm like, art is there to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comforted. So if you feel disturbed, that's on you, not me.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I've seen your work grow. Just in the time I've known you, I've seen it develop. It's got a very distinct quality about it. It's really cool. Like
Thank
you
you.
know, it's your work.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Dwight, the same for you. I think Dwight, like I saw the. I have. I'll probably put this up. Uh, I have the Big Lebowski Walter
Nice
with gun.
poster.
And I looked at it the other day and I was like, oh wow, that's really one good idea from that movie. You got it, you captured it. So I do see that how you've like I was watching this interview with Bowie and he talked about how John Lennon one of his gifts as a songwriter was get right to the point. And like he would go to Bowie, he'd go, just get to the point in the song. Just come on. What are you trying to say? So I think that's both in both of your work. I could see that. You get right. So Dwight, in particular, in terms of the scenes that you pick out from movies and those kind of things, it's like one moment that's important.
Yeah. It's it's because it's also temporary too. You know, it's just onto it's like I want to make a comment about this movie. This is something that spoke to me. This would be a great capture of this movie, but getting it down, getting it drawn, but also the sharing of it too is important. That I need to feel like I'm being seen, or that my commentary um, is out there. Like to me, it's important that I have my Facebook and Instagram. I rarely actually like type out sentences or speak to anything uh, of real emphasis, but I try and do stuff like that through my art. Is let it do my speaking, and with a sense of humor or sort of a wink and a smile too, whenever possible.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And there's an element like of with your stuff being able to just kind of do a pop up shop in front of the Narrow or putting your work out in public, just leaving it there. um,
Yeah.
which is part of what you do. So
Yeah.
how does that happen?
Well, it's not precious. It's not like, oh, I must. I just can't part with it. No, I'm trying to get it out so that the new ideas keep coming, and so I don't mind, you know, getting that particular artwork on its own journey and out and about. And I use stickers and pins and things like that. A lot of times it's just a real loss leader. Just if people like it and they want it, um, please, by all means, enjoy it. And it brings them back to buying maybe some prints,
Yeah.
or at least gets my artwork seen when maybe it wouldn't have been seen before.
Yeah,
I don't know what I want from it except notoriety. I don't necessarily want prestige or um, something stuffy, but I want noise and um, visibility, a stage, a blowhorn, if you will, Roy,
bullhorn. Yeah, yeah,
megahorn.
that's your thing.
Yeah,
Megaphone.
look at me. Hey, everybody, pay attention to me. I'm
What is
saying
your
stuff.
sign, Dwight? What is your
Sag-
astrological sign?
Sagittarius.
Okay.
Easy breezy, lemon squeezy.
Beautiful cover girl.
Uh-huh. Right, exactly. On to the next thing.
I
Yeah.
gotcha. Cool.
Well, I think one of the things that I was noticing because I at the yoga studio here, we all know Chris Revels. He's like a local artist who's fairly well known and very eccentric guy. Uh,
Yeah,
about 6 months ago, when he was moving, he just put a lot of his artwork, like you did, Dwight, out in that space by Colonial Avenue, where there are a lot of trees. He just literally put all his artwork out there that he either abandoned or didn't like or just was kind of sitting there.
yeah,
And I luckily right before it rained, I picked up one. It was a completed canvas. It was really nice, and I brought it back here. And next thing you know, they've hung it up. It's like a prominent painting in the middle of the yoga studio. Um, and it's really interesting because he was just like literally giving that away. It wasn't junk to him, but he didn't. He just wanted to give it out.
right.
I think that that's cool, and we could all do more of that. Because one of the things that when I did do a show or at a cafe like a gallery thing, I loved how people would say the artwork made them happy. That seemed to be the most satisfying, along with making some money from those prints. But people came up with, "Hey, this stuff makes me happy. It makes me happy to be around." I think that that's part of what you bring as an artist, like your spirit, your soul on paper, and it carries with it that that energy or that kind of way of how people can see things. How you see things is in your artwork.
True.
How do you feel about? Because I'm still struggling with more proper artists, more fine artists, um, whether it be locally or just in general. Um, you
Mm.
know, I admire artistic talent. I know that in me, I can do more proper oil painting and portraiture, and I know I have that ability because I had it in college and I was growing in it, but I don't do it. But I also think that it's the doodling thing is more of a middle finger to the art world sometimes. It's like,
Me too. I
hey, I
like
can
it.
do this in 5 minutes and it's still creative.
Right. Right.
I think the thing
So,
is not to have a problem with the other side of it. Like, why would you need to shoot a middle finger? Because do you feel like they shoot a middle finger at us? as not, a fine artist because we do the doodle routes, and so that do they see themselves as a more important artist? Because there's plenty of artists that you can actually speak to that you would call a doodle artist, like a Basquiat or Andy Warhol or Toulouse-Lautrec or Grandma Moses. I mean, there's every as Taylor Swift has said, baby, we all got crowns.
For that.
We don't need to worry about, that's a different avenue that somebody's choosing to take their art through. It's one channel, it's one avenue. And then there's other avenues. Just like with media, you could be a streamer, you could be a TikToker, you could be a reality show player, you could be a movie maker, what have you. It's let's not get so hung up on fine artists, and it's if anybody has a problem, it's their problem to have. It shouldn't be your problem, because Roy, it's about making great art and creativity and the exercise of it, and you know being in tune with that part of you, not the labeling. But I understand what you're saying. I do.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I haven't had my own thoughts around it before, but the more you are who you are, the more confident and comfortable you should be,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you don't pay attention to that kind of foolishness.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of um I'm learning a lot from some like the punk movement um from the 70s. I find myself watching a lot of interviews on YouTube. The attitude that they carried was part of their art. Um, what made the Talking
hmm
Heads
It was a movement.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
what made the Talking Heads great was that they weren't hardcore punk, but they had that punk feel, like we're going against whatever the system is. We're doing our own thing, and I think for me that's what doodling is when I get fired up about it. There's also an element of like in hip hop. I've been listening to a lot of KRS-One. He's become my favorite hip hop artist. Uh, and I've been trying to, I've hit 56. I've hit an age level, and I've found that, that in itself can be a problem. The midlife crisis kind of thing, or what have you. Or I'm 56, and what's going on? But the other day I'm in a very meditative place, and a KRS-One song comes on, and he's like, his lyrics are like, I'm 50, but I have more energy than the 20-year olds. You know, uh, there's a certain element of like having that confidence and boldness and saying, it's good to have that. It's not necessarily an ego thing. Uh, it might not be bad to have an ego about it, but that's what I've been finding like lately is having that kind of that very oh, Dwight went away. He'll
Disappeared.
come back.
Maybe he had to
I'm
go to the
back.
bathroom.
I did. I peed
Yeah.
off the deck.
See, I knew it. Good thing you muted your face so we didn't have to see it.
Right, and I also put myself on mute. You couldn't hear it,
Nice.
That's good.
but I could hear Roy. I could hear what Roy was speaking to, which was good stuff.
Having some confidence, having some boldness, and going in an opposite direction. I kind of like that, and I've kind of picked up on it.
hmm
It's been helpful. It's been helpful in this process.
It's being like, oh, thank you, thank you. You can be appreciative of somebody buying your work, and you can be humble and be glad that you're selling artwork, because the compliment is the fact that they bought something from you to hang in their home, to hang in their special place. Your originality, your idea, your concept was so good that they said, we need to put this up somewhere. in our house or for our kid or for a gift. They would love this. And I agree. I think that one, Generation X is kind of underrepresented
Yeah.
as far as in the art community. And so when I'm doing things from my childhood or generational XE type tones, it does evoke something from people. They'll come up and smile and kind of they'll get a kick out of it, and it does feel very good because they don't really see that message a lot out at the old art shows.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Nice. Yeah, I love. That's what I love about your stuff, man. Is because it stands out. It is markedly different than the things that you see. Same thing with yours, Julie. Is like it really does go against the grain of what you'd expect at an art show or a proper art show.
it sure does.
I've never been
It
one to follow the crowd.
it is a very unique voice, uh, Julie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is
I have a
true.
new sticker. You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got it in yesterday. It was a painting I did like a couple of years ago. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a
Uh huh.
face.
You're frozen a little
Kind of
bit.
weird. Oh.
I can't. We can't see it yet.
I got
That's
you.
okay. I'll send you a picture of it so you see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, Roy, I also wanted to say how much I love the Doodle Chat group.
I do too.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
good.
super healthy that
It's
we have.
helping me. It's helping me this year because this lady, I tell you, she is such a special lady that I'm going to make some art with her face. It's not going to be nice, but it's going to be good to get it out.
What do
This
you
teacher
mean?
I work with is like, okay, so this teacher that is in the class that I work in, she talks to me like I'm 10. She does not respect me. She doesn't understand my job nor care to understand my job. She's happy in her oblivious ignorance.
Oh,
It's really disheartening because she doesn't. I'm like, it's fine. It'll be a teachable moment for everybody. My student already knows that she is very similar to a teacher she had in kindergarten. Because we talk on the weekends, like we FaceTime each other, my student and I, and it's crazy. But anyways, we talk about all sorts of things, and I'm teaching her how to cue on FaceTime, so it's good.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
so yeah,
I think having like a group of artists around like a collective that is always great. You always get more or better ideas through a group, I think, and through the camaraderie of a group. Especially like one of the main points about Doodlefest is like to have the table where people can sit around it and draw and collaborate. And I think that's one of the things that's been a sticking point with me not wanting to do kiosk or pop up work because you just walk into a place and it's artists selling their own stuff and not relating to one another. And I think that with the Doodle Fest, I was trying to break that. It didn't quite work, but it will work eventually. Is that it's not so much we'll just stand around and sell our stuff as much as we'll collaborate and make stuff as well as selling our stuff
yeah,
and helping each other out in that. That's kind of
I
a
think
big
we
thing.
saw some of that at Yes Fest, wouldn't you?
I saw
yeah,
that with
definitely.
you guys. Yeah, you were doing
20,
that.
23 Beans is good about like inviting hands in, hands on. Um, there's a there's a network of those guys. I'm not in that group, but I've worked with that group uh, and been in shows with that group.
Yeah, there is, and that is like a subset of a group that was at Doodlefest that already existed. And down at the beach in Virginia Beach, like Tessa Hall,
Yeah.
she does murals and she runs a place called the Garage, which is an art studio and gallery. And I
Hmm.
connected her, to the studio here, and now she's going to be doing murals at the yoga studio. but she's also very collaborative, and she wants artists working together and using the space that she has to build community and to build artwork. So I see that with her too. Her very clear generosity in, hey, seeing an artist and, hey, let's do a show together.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really
Let's put
good.
on a
That's
show. I don't know that if it's because I'm not, I'm, a little bit, I'm more of a little bit removed out here in Western Branch, plus the age difference too is part of it. But I don't know that there's a ton of, hey, I can't get into gallery. Everybody's booked through June. How do I make my own opportunities? And they work the festivals. They get their artwork out at like breweries. Come October and November, they'll be like out every week, showing
yeah,
and selling. To the point that in some cases, they're able to make that living to doing that kind of stuff. But also, I guess my concern is like, can you overdo it? You know, can you do too many festivals? Does that dilute the, does that dilute the people seeing the work by it always being the same stuff out
I
week
think
in,
that's
week
why
out?
you always have to
yeah,
be creating and always having new stuff so that if you do all the festivals, which is totally cool, just always make
Absolutely.
sure you have something new every time you do one, which can be hard if you're doing them every weekend and you're not giving yourself time to create. So
Right.
it's a
That's a
it's a
whole different,
balance. You gotta figure it out. Not you specifically, but people in general have to figure out their balance to be able, if they want to do all the shows, to be able to have new exciting things for people to check out every time, so that
yeah.
they're not stuck. You're not stuck in like, oh, she only does this one thing or he only does this one thing, like, just that's why, like, for me, like, at Earthfest on 420, my plan is to have a bunch of furniture items all doodled up with my art that people can use in their house. Like, I have a piano bench that I am going to paint, and I have the dresser that I had at your winter market thing. I have to go
Yep.
back and touch up some things on that and then seal it because I never did seal it. I just brought it how it was. I'm just like some shelving units and just like random things. I don't know. I'm just trying to broaden my. I want
It's a point.
people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got the idea for like a planter chair. Like, I have an old school like wooden chair that I'm gonna paint and then be able to have a plant, like a flower plant in the seat, because there's no actual seat anymore.
Yeah. I see what you're doing there. It's like, each show or each pop up that you do or festival, you're showing a different piece of your work.
Yeah,
You're bringing something different
yeah,
each,
and
even if it might not be the whole show is different.
right,
You're adding new things each and every turn,
right,
like event,
yeah,
and
exactly.
that's awesome.
Thank you. And I was going to tell you, Roy, remember the Afterglow brewery place where I did the doodle, the pop up doodle that one time when you went out of town.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, they invited me back to do a pop up doodle event and also sell my art. So I'm doing that the last weekend of
Congrats.
March. I even made
Cool.
I even made a block print, carved out a block print that says pop up doodle event. It has like weird people on it and stuff.
Good job,
That's great.
Julie.
Thank you. I figure I'll
You
charge
know,
$5 a person because why not? And then if they want to give me more, cool, cool. If not, also cool.
yeah, you could do a tip jar
Yeah,
out on the table.
yeah,
Help us pay for supplies too. Yeah.
yeah. True that.
Speaking of which, Roy, did you get the thing I sent you about the mosaic?
Yeah, I gotta look at that.
They're gonna
I
give
haven't
us.
looked at it.
They're gonna give you, not me, an honorarium for us to do it. So they will pay you to be there, which is cool.
Cool. Thanks. That's great. That's great. I'll take a look at
Fuck
that
yeah.
in between my coughing here.
I'm sad that's on
Yeah,
the same day that the Earth Fest is, but
me too.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a busy, busy day that day.
It
There's all
definitely
sorts of
is.
shit going on.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks, guys. This was cool. If you could send me or email me some artwork so I could loop it in
Yep.
as I edit these, that'd be really good.
Sure.
I want to show you guys before you get off. I want to show you
Yeah.
my
What have you been
doodling
working
from.
on?
Okay, this is the first one I did
Trying to
Oh, no.
reconnect here.
about your Mohegan.
There's no E on my name, but okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And this is
Everybody.
This is Buddha,
Nice.
and this is Yahoo Me.
Nice. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I had a kind of a limited supply of.
We're
I
like a
don't have
three
a
musketeer.
magic bag, but yeah, three of my
Right on.
favorite.
This is what I did on paper.
Very nice.
Nice. That's very cool. It's a
But
plant
look at this.
person.
It's a 2-layer. Oh.
Oh.
Ah, see,
But send me
I'm
or your
nuts.
artwork. Send me like 5 or 6 pictures that you do, not just here, but like in general, so I could use them in the edit here. That'd be cool.
Okay.
I will.
I will send them to you right away as soon as we hang up.
So this is giving me some really good ideas. This is like, it'd be great if we can somehow add the app Riverside. You can actually have a second camera. So it'd be great if we could work out how to do that. Each one of us have a second camera to show what we're working on, and just
Yeah.
Yeah,
being able to talk and draw as and we get more people to come in too. That'd be great.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
figure that out. I think I
yeah.
have a second camera.
Take a look at the app. But if you had like a second device, you could easily do that.
Yeah. I have my Surface Pro. I could totally do that.
I got a
Right.
Chromebook.
There you go.
There we go. Well, cool. This is
Happy
good.
St.
All
Patrick's Day, you freaks,
Yeah, you too, freak.
freaks and weirdos.
right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.